Kumi, thank you so much for joining us on our podcast. You are from Japan.
Yes.
Yes, and you are a delegate, and you are here for which track?
I'm here for track one,
Track one, and that is the
environmental and sustainability issues.
cool. But we've recently found out that you actually own an AI company,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so it's a bit confusing that you chose, to form a part of the climate track, but your background or your interest is actually AI. Take us through why you ended up joining that track.
Yeah, thank you. So that's a great question. So I started off with AI and I wanted to contribute to the AI policies, and then I started looking into it, but it is a pretty um, immature market, which means that I think it will change in the coming 2 years, 3 years. At one point, sorry, in one way, we can be at the forefront of the market, but at the same time, what we implement right now will be changed in 2 years, 3 years time. So I thought the impact wouldn't be as big as I wish it would be. And also, there's a lot of points that is unseen, or there's a lot of points that are unclear.
Like what?
I think, I think there's a lot of confusions around AI, and policy is really hard to make, and it always becomes a philosophical issue when we try to agree on a tangible implementable policy. And therefore I started looking into, so what is the bottleneck for advancing AI technology? And obviously one is like ethical issues, right? But the other part is energy consumption for data centers, and figuring out the data center's energy is one crucial issue that we have as a society. And obviously, for us to even think about AI, we need to survive as a human being. And so that's where the climate change and the energy aspect came in. And I decided to choose the track one because I thought I can make more tangible impact that is implementable to this world and would also in turn help the field I love, which is AI.
Okay. Go a little bit deeper. Okay,
Yes.
so you're saying we need to care about the climate and about the environment because of all these what did you say? It's
Data centers?
data centers,
Right.
right? So we need to care because these data centers are using up some of the what? Some of the what?
The energy and the electricity
Yes.
of the nation. I forgot the exact number, but it is a huge number. You can maybe fill this out later. But in the US, how data centers are going to be utilizing a huge proportion of the electricity consumption in the nation. And that's not only about the US, it's about the entire, international and global society. And so for that, we need to account for how we, produce that electricity. How do we um, you know, utilize that electricity in a way that makes sense. So that's why.
Sure. That's a theme that has never been extensively explored in South Africa, especially because we have an energy crisis.
Right.
Yeah. So if we're now, because we always just assumed, oh, okay, AI is just technology, but we never actually thought about the energy impact.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, on top of solving the normal energy challenges, we now need to consider and we need to think about what happens as you advance AI in this country. Okay, that's a very interesting angle.
And that's precisely where the inequality lies, right? Everybody is aware of the fact of the development of AI, but the underlying infrastructure is not there yet. And so if we don't solve that issue and if we don't address it right now, the inequality between the nations for AI development is going to persist. And that's going to perpetuate this loop and cycle of unequal access to technology as well as the advancement of it between nations. And that's why I think it is really important for us to address this on the soil of Africa, where I think has an immense, potential for AI development, as well as, supplying AI through renewable energy. And I think Africa can lead that movement and take advantage of that as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for opening our eyes to that. Because it seems like we now have to fast track this ideation of how do we get more power, because it's now bigger than just normal power to do normal things. It's actually about the advancement of our country, and one of those things being obviously technology.
Right.
Okay. And how have you seen it play out in Japan, for instance? How have you seen it play out in the developed countries? Or are they facing slightly different challenges when it comes to energy pertaining to data centers?
So that's a great question. I think EU has recently made a regulation specifically on building new data centers, and there's a strict regulation that they have to, account for the energy consumption or the negative externalities that this data center creates. And I think that is becoming a global movement where, US and Japan is also trying to implement those laws around how do we um, make these data centers as green as possible? How do we make it so that it doesn't destroy the nature? And it is a very difficult area that a lot of nations are trying to tackle.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if you think about the US, they're already struggling with a lot of climate issues. And so when you're adding this, and they are one of the countries leading,
Yeah.
in tech.
Right.
So when they add this complexity,
Right.
it gets more complex.
Yes. And a lot of the AI development is right now limited by the amount of GPUs that the company can hold and can build. And it is billions of dollars that they spend. I just talked to a leading company in Japan that is trying to make a Japanese AI model, and they were talking about $20 billion or so that they need to spend just on the GPU expansion. And imagine the amount of energy that that would, create if you're spending $20 billion to create a new data center. And you know, well, what would be the negative externalities of that? So.
All right. Awesome, Takumi. Thank you for your time. So you're going to sign out for us,
Yeah.
and you're going to say it in Zulu.
Zulu.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to say Ngiyabonga.
Yabonga.
Yes.
Okay.
Say.
Yabonga. Was that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was very good. And how do I say it?
It's for arigato.
Arigato.
It's thank you.
Arigato.
Arigato.
Ariga or aria?
Ariga.
Oh, arigato.
Arigato.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for your
much.
time.